Come on, everybody, let's start the show. A quick ahoy hoy and away we'll go. Richard's got a minifig and Flynn's got a pin. The gang's all here and it's time to begin. Tricky Bricks roll call. Moto, Holly, Kara, and sometimes Blair, Clicky, Logan, Ms. Thing and Angela, and Thunderman Ho! Now you're here to grab your bricks and let's go to the Tricky Bricks Build and Chat Show!
Ahoy, hoy, friends.
Ahoy, hoy, friends! Happy Sunday! How's it going? Hope you're having an excellent Sunday.
Sunday.
It is Sunday. Look at all those people in the chat. Hello, everyone. Golly, well, here we are, another Sunday, episode 370, whatever.
That's a bunch.
It is a bunch, and we were just talking about that last week, and it reminds me that I should look at a calendar sometimes, because actually, next Sunday will be our 3-year anniversary episode.
3 years here, sitting, chatting, and building with you.
That's crazy. So yeah, 3 years next week.
And there's people in the chat who've been with us since the very beginning.
There have. And also, I also want to mention for our friends in Europe, Apples, Chris Chalice, Hooded One, next week is, Oliver, if you're here too, next week is daylight savings time in the US. So our clocks are going to move forward.
Because you spring forward, fall back.
Right. So
spring forward.
So the time will be different next week for you. So if you don't want to miss it, be sure and make that crazy adjustment. But anyway, I know, right? Woo woo! The hype is in the chat. It's so weird. And funny enough that 3 years later, we're finally going to have like an event that a sort of large number of Tricky Lug people will be at.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which is kind of amazing. That's fantastic. Anyway,
is that Bricks Cascade?
No, that'll be Chicago, Brick World Chicago.
Oh,
there's going to be quite a large group of people. Oh, and speaking of Brick World Chicago, somebody that we're going to meet there that I am so incredibly excited to meet is Jen from Brick Fam Builds, who just reached out to me a couple of days ago about the Disney Habitat Challenge, which we're going to host again with her this year over on Instagram. It's been a huge hit the last couple of years, and I think with the new minifigs coming out, there's going to be even more. So we are going to be, we'll more on that later, but just know it's coming up. If you want to start building now, feel free. You know how the habitat stacks go by now.
They're little.
They're little. So, but like people are going to be doing things. I just got to make sure. But she's going to be in Chicago, so we're going to get to meet her in person, and super excited for that.
That's going to be a super fun convention.
Yeah, it's going to be.
And listen to us. 3 years later, we're talking about in-person conventions.
I know that wasn't even a thing when we first started doing this. Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what else happened on the cusp? On the cusp of our 3rd year, we started a show with the audio and the video both on.
Well, don't get too excited because there's still next week has to happen. I almost feel like I need to not have the mic on when we come on, just as like a nod to old times.
Oh, and we could be all pixelated.
Anyway, so yes, let's see. How about we have our guests on?
Okay, they're waiting patiently in the green room.
They are waiting patiently in the green room from across the bay. It's Minifigchick. Hi, Kara.
Hi, Kara.
Good morning.
Welcome.
So next week, if it's 10 o'clock here, it's going to be an hour earlier in Europe, right?
Because we spring forward, right?
Yes, so it'll be an hour earlier. Yeah, I believe. I think.
So set your clocks correctly.
I'm so confused.
No, I think that's the way it works.
Confuses me every year. I just wait for my phone to update because it does it automatically now, and I'm like, oh right.
That's fair.
There's no more. Remember back in the day when you would just like wake up and have forgotten, and you'd go the like almost entire day, and then you'd be like, wow, why is everybody late to that thing that we were doing?
Daylight savings time is such a made-up thing anyway. It's just we all pretend.
Well,
it's another time.
It has its roots in farming from like a long time ago. But it's still a thing anyway.
But enough about that. We've got from a whole other part of the country sitting there.
I know, shaking his head in shame. It's Moto. Hi, Moto.
You know, the whole farmer thing is a myth. The farmers never wanted it.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I've got something just for this occasion that I set up. Let's see earlier. Here we go. It's Moto's hot.
Yeah.
Moto's accurate take.
Please tell us, Moto.
I think I looked it up once, and it was like, you know, dairy farmers, the animals don't have any sense of a clock, so they're up tending to their animals' routines no matter if they have to set their clock ahead or back.
I thought it was something with crop growth.
Sure.
No, and that has been
Moto's hot take.
But what's even funnier is in the U.S. they're proposing to eliminate daylight savings time.
That's what I hear.
But Congress has picked the option that's opposite of what scientists said would be more beneficial of which way to go. I can't remember which way it is, but they were going the opposite of it.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Our Congress. Oh, well.
Well, anywho, so yeah, it's we got some fun stuff to look at today, fun stuff to talk about today, and I'm sure Holly will be here soon. After I desperately text her asking where she is.
Oh, look, there we are.
There we are. So hey, it's time for pins.
Ooh.
I'm very excited about mine today, but I will let everybody else go first. I will go last with mine. So Cara, why don't you kick us off?
Start out.
Of course. I don't think I've shown this, but with my favorite secondary characters, the mermaids from Peter Pan.
It's so good. Oh my goodness.
Wow, those pink cliffs are amazing.
Right?
Incredible. Wow.
No, there are actually 3 mermaids in Peter Pan, but here's one.
And Moto, where are we going today?
We're going backwards because this has been sitting in my pocket, the pocket of my coat, and I finally remembered to take it out.
Nice.
Cool. Now we've seen a Junior Ranger badge from you before, but I don't remember which place it was from.
Yep. Well, we did Mr. Meow did a number of them, but this one is from Black Canyon, the Gunnison, one of our first stops. You know, milled out of wood, ostensibly more sustainable. And there you go. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. And just in time for pins, which I'm sure she has ready, it's Holly.
I do. I do now.
Very good. Oh, I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, show us what you got.
So I showed this one. Hoy, hoy, everybody. I showed this one pretty recently, but I had to dig it back up because it's relevant to today's show. One of my favorite pins, one of my favorite movies, and soon to be, we're going to have some of my favorite minifigs.
Yay! Yay, Robin Hood! That's so good. That's a great one. Tilt it forward just a little bit. Maybe a little more.
Kind of shiny.
We're getting a lot of reflection off of it. There we go. Wow, that looks great.
With the rhinoceros.
And it's and I love Lady Cluck is leading the
yes, leading the charge. Yep.
Leading the charge. I think we're probably like one of like 10 people who actually know that character's name.
I love.
I'm not sure I even knew that character's name, so good on you.
Oh, well, because I had, when I was a kid, I had the record with the book of the movie. And one of the quotes from the movie in the storytelling was that, mentions Lady Cluck. And it was like one of the little kids. And so it was said in a very cute way. And it always stuck with me. But yeah, Lady Cluck.
Adorable. Adorable.
Maid Marian and a Lady Cluck. All right. So, okay, it's our turn.
Well, I've got, and thanks to Minifigchick and Paint Pusher here, I've got from one of my favorite restaurants in any of the Disney parks. We've got Storytellers Cafe.
It's so good. It's my favorite.
Just love that restaurant. And it's Chip and Dale.
There we go. Now, mine, the one I have is also in theme. And oh my goodness, I'm so excited. This may be, I think this is now the crown jewel, if you will, of my pin collection. And this was a gift from Cara. And I'm so freaking excited. So this is a D23, which is like the official Disney fan club special pin celebrating 70 years of Peter Pan.
Yeah, beautiful.
And not only is it beautiful, but it's a limited edition of 1500.
Ooh.
So I feel pretty freaking special to have gotten this. Thank you so much, Cara.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Pretty awesome.
And for once, the bots did not defeat the normal shoppers on Disney.
I was gonna say, like, you really lucked out. I wonder if they're cracking down on that. I mean, I know that's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
It's got two bags.
It's a
And I
major
think
thing.
I think it's like that with Lego. I know that they had to make some. I know that they made some rules surrounding the BTS set.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they'd have to, right?
I guess so. I know they've at least stepped it up, and like now that they have like which love it or hate it, whenever they have like a big release day, they have the queues now, which is nice. Which means like even if you were a bot, you would probably still. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it's any better or not, because then the bots would just end up in the queue. But I feel like maybe that's a little bit of disruption to the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
They're trying.
Bots indeed.
They are.
And by the way, now is the time to say hello in the chat. So we're gonna say hi to everybody here in just a minute. So
I'll be right back.
get those in. Oh, did you? Oh, do I need to? Squeaky door brigade. Sorry, I was just muting out the door.
Well, just.
Oh, I don't know
just to
why I
finish
bother
that-
at this point.
Yeah, to finish the thought about like the bots. I guess at least with the queue, it prevents the site from crashing, because that's usually what happens, right? Is like it even if it's not bots, it's just everybody trying, like, overwhelming the system all at once, and then
Yeah,
you have to contend with like the site crashing. So I feel like only allowing as much as the server can handle is always a good idea.
Right. Well, and I mean, like, it's not your cue, Doug. It was, and in news that will surprise absolutely no one, the set sold out in like minutes in several regions.
I'm surprised.
The BTS set?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know it was out yet.
Oh yeah, it came out this last week.
Okay.
Right? Well, you could say that was
Yeah.
a pretty good move on Lego's part, right? Like they saw how popular it would be.
Yeah, I
Oliver.
mean, yeah.
BTS is still in stock in Germany, but the Wally and Eva brickheads are sold out. We have our priorities straight over here.
I wonder if it would be the same here too. Like, I doubt that it sold out immediately everywhere. I'm sure.
Not in
there's-
yeah, that's why I said in certain regions.
yeah, exactly.
Because for sure it was not everywhere.
Yeah,
But I know, of course, in the Asia market, it went like bam, it was gone.
Yeah, totally.
And I know some others. I know in Canada it didn't go so quickly. But I think in the US it went fairly quickly, though not as much as some other places. Anyway, BTS. Woo. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see who's here. Let's say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Let's see. Fourth World Adam is here. Apples is here from Europe.
Hi,
Hello,
Apples.
friend. We've got Chris. This is the way. Chalice.
It is the way.
Darren Siegfried is here. David Wilkie. Fabufan. MKE. Gergonzola. We've got Heather Mraz. Hooded One. John Luttrell and
And
Vicky.
Vicky.
Johnny Cat's here. Hi, Johnny. Always great to see you. And we've got, let's see, Lisa Head is here.
Kicking off the M-scapades.
Whoa, everything got all crazy
I know.
there. For Drew Dershel popped in. That's why. Hi, Drew. Wow, that was like our special reserve, like super gay hello to Drew. So we've got Lisa Head is here, and kicking off the M-scapades, we've got Marilyn Parmley, Matthew Builds Bricks, Minifigchick, Minifig Nick, Monica Berry, and Moto.
Wow, that's a big M-scapades.
It was. It was. We've got Oliver is here. Hi, Oliver. How's it going? We got Phil Carlton is here. We've got Rob Zaccardi and the Zaccardis. I can't believe I tripped over that. I've said it 747 times. I mean, we got Spot the Magic Ninja is here. The Brick Orphanage, hello. Yvonne VW, hi. And of course, wherever you are, bonsoir to Wilfred and Kim.
Zarakino.
All right. So
yeah, Logan is all chomping at the bit because I went in and stocked cookies for Logan cookie time, and he thought it was time.
Oh
yeah, that would do it.
Ready.
Chaz's Brick Builds is also here, and Brickaroo Bonsai. Hello, friends. Well, how great to see everybody. And I know there's more people here now than there were just like a few minutes ago. So I just wanted to reiterate, and I will remind you again, that next Sunday is our 3-year anniversary show. 3
and the time changes.
Years and the time change.
Oh no.
So just remember.
I'm not gonna make it, y'all. I can call it now.
You will when I pester you with texts that it's our 3-year anniversary.
12.
Wow. 3-year anniversary show, and that you must be here.
A challenge.
When I'm knocking at your door,
You'll know.
to Portland overnight to wake you up. Time. All right. Anywho, and what a 3 years it's been. Really.
What a ride.
So what are folks working on? Are you still there on the lighthouse, Holly?
Yep, I'm doing the little like cabin portion at the inside of it, of the living quarters.
Now we saw a lighthouse.
We went inside a lighthouse, you guys.
A lighthouse. It was cool.
We went up, we checked out the lens. That was super fun.
It was really cool.
Yeah, we got to put our head up into like where the light spins around and everything is.
You mean inside the lens?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
cool.
you could stick your head up in there, and I have to say it was quite disconcerting. Like it was,
it was all turning around, and you're standing on little old rickety steps.
Yeah, and it was not only that, but it was turning slow enough that it took at least my brain a couple of minutes of switching back and forth between the room was turning and the thing was turning, and it was a little.
There was a moment.
Yeah, I had a
really.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a moment. Clearly, it was just me.
Vertigo.
That's not a surprise.
I don't know if I was too focused because I was taking pictures, and then maybe I was just focused on photographing or something, so I didn't really notice. But something interesting we learned, and maybe most people already knew this, but it had never occurred to me that each lighthouse has its own color combination of glass, so that you know if you're at sea and you're approaching a lighthouse, because there's 12 of them on the Oregon coast, so
right, and then you have to remember all that.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a chart. Yeah. That was cool.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Fourth World Adam says some March 1st releases showed up yesterday. So I got my start on my menagerie. The Creator 3-in-1 unicorn is fabulous, by the way. I don't know, y'all, but I think that might have to be our next build along set.
Yeah. Ooh, yes,
unicorn fun.
Would be the unicorn.
Yes.
So yeah, let's set that. Maybe we'll do that the week after.
I literally just placed an order on Lego, and
perfect. All right, everybody, you've got 2 weeks to grab.
But
your
I didn't include the unicorn. Now I need to do another order.
Oh, I see. I thought you had it. Well, but you're going for AFOL Day, right, to the store?
Oh, you're right.
So that's next week.
Is that next week?
It sure
That is next Saturday.
Yep. It is next Saturday. So. Goodness, yeah. We're going to have to make sure we pick that up. We've got points to spend, so I'm excited for that. So before we get to talking about the thing that we're going to talk about, I think we have a feature. I think we have a feature. I don't know what it could be.
What could it be, Flynn?
I think so no, I can't do both things at the same time. That's the problem. I can only do one at a time. That's right, everybody. It's time.
Hammer time.
That's right. It is time for Moto's Hammer Time. In case you missed it.
We're bringing that back. So I have something from the history of the Centennial State here, and that is an old miner's pick.
Wow.
Whoa. Very
Or
cool.
Small hand axe, small pick, not one of the biggies. But you can see from the square nails, it's been set multiple times.
Oh, yeah, you don't want that to fly off.
Yeah, mostly it's by me, but yeah, using the square hammered nails, hand forged, the
Which,
whole,
if it's been set multiple times, that means it has gone flying off.
well, you can see
It gives new meaning to flying off the handle.
we no longer use this one because you can actually see the crack.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Fun.
Danger.
This one's more for
Decorative.
display purposes only. I have a modern East Wing that I used today.
S-wing.
Very good. All right. Well, there you go. You don't know how long I've been waiting to do that. Like at least 15 minutes.
And I did clean up my background, and the rest of the room is mostly back together now. So
Excellent.
from last
Very
week,
good.
what I'm doing is I went to Bricks and Minifigs and spent, I think it was 3 hours going through the bins at the bottom layer, just picking all the little stuff,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I like doing that.
all the ittiest things, and I filled up 2 little cups. But I'm laying out all the little black pieces to see what I could make out of them later on. And then once those are sorted, I'm going to try to do my habitat today.
Oh, very good. Well, I am.
I got to show you this. Mr. Meow came up with this geometric shape, and then yesterday we modified it.
Oh, fun.
Oh,
Wow.
yes. Oh,
That's
yes.
cool.
A friend of mine
Drew.
sent me, Drew sent us a picture of one that he had made, modeled after that one. And that's so cool. That is just amazing. Here, I got to give you the big screen for that because it's way cool.
Love that.
So Mr. Meow
good.
has the black version, and he's got like a demon one at the beginning, and he used bars. So he didn't need to do the special offsets or anything to make the crowns work, but he suspended his Zamor sphere right in the middle, just using bar elements shoved through.
That's elegant.
Yeah, it's really great.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, to make you've got pentagonal sides on that, right? There's some like not that one. That's I
That's
see on
not
some of the
pentagonal.
faces. There's 5-sided. Those must be stressed connections on the 5-sided because there's no 72-degree piece in Lego, right?
No, it all seemed to fit
4.
clean. I think
That's
it's legal.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, there's 8 of these, so I think it's all legal. As far as I could tell, the angles that he put together all worked out.
That's really
great.
fantastic.
But
Well, supporting that ball in the middle is my favorite part.
yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah.
Is we had the idea to put a sphere in there, like it's a, I don't know, it looks like a molecule or an atom or something.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Power generator.
Yeah. Very
know.
cool. Very, very cool. All right. Well, there's been some exciting Lego news this week. Let's see if
Exciting?
I can get the very exciting, in my opinion, and I'm sure in a few others' opinions as well.
I'm
But
very excited.
some really cool stuff got announced this week. Let me just get here.
What could it be? What
Sorry,
could it be,
I gotta
Flynn?
do the screen
Drum
sharing and the
roll.
things. No, let's not drum roll quite. I'm not quite ready for the drum roll yet.
Okay.
Or as Apple says, as every week with Lego.
I know. I was going
Right.
to say, when is there not exciting Lego news?
Right. Well, this one's really exciting. For
This
a
is.
couple very, very exciting things. But let's see. Whoa, where are you
If you
going
see me
there?
looking down today, I'm doing design drawings for an upcoming piece we're working on.
Yeah,
Ooh,
looking
fun.
down, yes,
Ooh.
not looking down as in sad.
Oh, I'm not down. I'm up. I'm up and looking down.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. I'll get this down on episode 800.
Kara, how is your chainmail tunic coming?
So I had to order a whole bunch of chains or rings from Lug Bulk, so it's going to be several months before I can finish that.
Lug bulk is always so
to make-
funny. Lug bulk's like planting a garden, right? Like you got to till,
Yes.
you got to get ready, and then you wait
Yeah.
because it's going to be months, and you might
Yeah, that's
even
a
move
very-
on.
And
That's
you've
a very-
usually
And then-
forgotten most of what you
Yeah,
ordered
it's just
by
like
that
Christmas
time.
because of that. So, but I do have parts. I'm working. I have a plan for a new type of armor, which is scale armor, or plate armor. So, also using dots pieces. So I will be starting on that shortly.
Very cool.
But today I'm continuing on and finishing up this Creator 3-in-1 toy shop.
Very good.
Which
All
is
right.
very cute.
Here's the big news out of Denmark this
Straight
week.
out of Billund.
This is out of Billund specifically. We have got the new Lego House exclusive model. Now, I got to say, I was wondering after those Harry Potter figures, I was wondering how long it would be before we would see something like this, and here it is. It is
Yes.
this amazing Captain Redbeard buildable minifig.
Everybody
I want
wants
this
that.
so bad.
Well, when we go back to Billund this year to pack up our piece in the Lego house, this is on the top of my shopping list.
Yes.
It
You're gonna
should
have
be.
to buy like 5 of them for.
Yeah, I know.
all of
I'm
us.
sure I'm going to be taking some orders. I will be bringing an empty suitcase just for these.
The pirate
It's
Cool.
suitcase.
It's cool.
So yeah, I'm really excited. That's good. It looks like a really cool model. So and I know everybody's excited, and I am excited about this, but not as excited as I am about this next thing.
I know you've been
Yes.
beside yourself.
I was next to, underneath, all of it. It was the whole thing.
What could this be?
Let me see. I want to just grab something real quick. I want to get the this thing off of in front of our face. There we go. How will anybody know where they are? I don't know.
I don't know.
But here we go. It is the Disney 100 birthday collectible minifigures. Now, they've gone back to 18 minifigs in this one. I think this is probably temporary, like just because they wanted to get in, a lot of figs. So here they are in, well, it is in a particular order. They're alphabetical by what I put them as. So we have Princess Aurora, Sleeping Beauty.
Here we go.
That dress looks amazing.
It does.
Yeah, the dress looks incredible, right? Like it's the gold, like the little gold bits are really cool, and this owl
Yeah.
is incredible.
Right.
Is
with
that
the-
is that owl new? I thought maybe he had been in a.
He had been in another set, but it was a set you had to buy,
Right.
and not like as a collectible piece. And somebody was mentioning the other day this would look really great with the Winnie the Pooh,
Oh.
Oh,
yeah.
with the Winnie
Owl.
the Pooh set,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's right.
So, all right, next up,
They
Baymax.
really are the same owl.
We've got
Baymax.
Baymax. And if you haven't seen Big Hero 6, you should. It's great. It's
Wild.
really fun. So yeah, great Baymax. I think he
That's
looks really
his,
cool.
I'm disappointed they didn't make him as a big fig though.
I was gonna say that's like his deflated form.
Yeah, I get it, but come on, they're
But I
not.
get
really
it.
Gonna, they're not going to package up a big fig, sell it for $5. Like, there's no way.
but this is a big,
big
a
arms.
new mold for the arms. Right?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Mhm.
That well, and of course, whenever they do these things, I'm always interested to see where they might bring these pieces in again later.
Like
Yeah.
puffy sleeves for a pirate.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? But like, that's really cool. And it looks like is the hand bigger than a regular minifig hand?
It does
It's
look
different
like it.
shape.
Hard to tell.
It
Yeah,
looks
it's
like it
hard to
would be
tell.
the same like is instead of kind of a C shape, it's like a U shape, but it looks like it's.
Yeah.
It does kind of look.
It looks a little large to me. It looks
I
like it's
feel
more
like
than a bar.
The finger moves in a little bit. I feel like it could maybe still hold a bar, but the outside is all
Maybe.
fluffy.
Yeah,
We'll have to try it out.
indeed.
Weird.
All right.
Who let the air out? Who?
Sorry, I don't have that clip. All right. This one's great. Cruella de Vil. I love her. In particular, I love her handbag, and it's just like that little like tombstone tile with the tails painted like printed on it. Although I have to say, I so wish that she had a frowny face. I'm hoping she has a frowny face on the other side
Oh yes.
because she needs the frowny face.
Well, and I think this head, with any number of different wigs, would be a great drag figure.
totally.
Heck yes.
So yeah, this one's great. Really, really.
And the dog.
cute.
My goodness, the dog is cute as
The
heck.
dog is very cute.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
This is so great, and there's so much to love about this. I am in love with the with the mirror.
Yes.
It's so goofy looking. It's so weird.
Well, and that frowny mouth is great.
Yes, and the fact that she has a frowny
Kind of
mouth.
Joan Crawford-esque.
Can I tell you guys a very quick anecdotal story that this
Yeah,
reminds
please.
me of?
Please do.
I was tucking Vincent into bed the other night, and he says, "Who's the cutest person in the world?" And of course, I assume he's cueing me to say, "Well, if you, of course." He says, "Well, you should go take a look in the mirror."
Oh my God, you did not.
Aw.
That's so sweet.
That's very sweet.
He got you.
He did. He got me. Yeah.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Okay, no, so not to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy anyway, just
Oh,
for a second. I
no.
think it must be a photography thing, but do you notice how her torso is like sticking
That is
out?
not legit. I bet it is just a bad Photoshop job.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway,
Bad render.
It must match up.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, no, look,
Love
the
you best.
torso's,
Hey.
Sorcerer's
the torso's
Apprentice
always go a
Mickey.
little bit beyond. If you look at the hips there, they do go a
But
little
not
bit
that
beyond.
much. I feel like that was a little much. Can you go back? Because I want to see. It did look like it was, because that looks normal to me. The other one looked like it was, maybe
It's because her
maybe
hand's
not.
covering the other
But
side.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
looking at a minifig here, and the torso does stick out beyond the
Oh, I
legs
guess
a
it
little
does.
bit.
Yeah.
they do, but unless those slope dresses are a little different, I
Yeah,
didn't
you're
think
right,
they
yeah.
stuck out that much.
How funny, something I've never noticed. Anyway,
Okay.
we've got Fantasia Mickey here, or Wizard Mickey, whatever you want to call him, Sorcerer's Apprentice
good.
Mickey. Really fun, and of course reminds me of our trip to go see Fantasia with the live music
San Francisco Symphony Orchestra.
with Minifigchick and Paint Pusher. It was amazing.
They do stick out a little more over those pieces.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I'd never noticed.
Can you see it? We're getting completely derailed.
Yeah,
yeah.
we were looking at ours too.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we've got Miguel from Coco and Dante, that dog.
The derpiest dog.
Tongue
Derpy dog, yeah.
is killing me.
Are you sure that's not Logan? Is that the new Logan?
That might have to be like our new Logan.
So derpy.
Hey Moon, how's it going? Good to see you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so now this next one is pretty great. Ernesto
Oh,
de la
yeah.
Cruz.
Yep.
This is a fantastic fig, like for so many reasons.
I'm
And
into
that
the guitar.
guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that a new mold on the guitar?
It's not a new
No.
Oh yeah,
Right.
with the skull top.
With the skull top and the frets stick out.
Yeah, that's wow. It's so good.
so
And
good.
and just the hat and the suit, and I mean it's great. And the suit
It's so
with the
perfect.
skeleton body. Like it's
Yes.
so good. It's so good. This is actually one of my favorites from this group. And I mean and it's hard because there's a lot in this group. There's a lot of really good ones in this group.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
those,
it is new because the top is rounded. The frets do stick out like they are rounded like that, but the
Oh, they
top,
normally do.
yeah, but the top part is normally flat across. So yeah, that would have to be a new mold.
Very cool. All right, let's check it
The
out.
graphic designers at Lego for Minifigs killed it on this one with the sidearm
Yeah.
printing and everything. Side
Yeah.
leg.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's amazing.
All right, we got Mulan. And
Nice.
it's great, and I love the
Cute.
cricket in the lantern is adorable.
Is that new hair?
I don't
hope-
know.
Oh, please.
It,
Is
I
that
mean,
finally a hairpiece I can use?
it looks yes, it looks like the Mulan Friends hairpiece, but I'm not gonna bet on it. It's very
I thought she had
possible.
Part, but I haven't looked at that one in a while. I have one around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh, yay.
I love Oswald. I always
Mhm.
love
Cute.
Oswald.
Hi, puppies.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
is it time? No,
really great.
It's not time yet.
And what a great new head mold too. Just wow.
Yes.
Really fun. Really,
So,
really
so
fun.
you get new movies and really old ones too.
Yeah,
I love that.
it is the 100-year anniversary. So Mini Cricket. And I love that he's got the movable legs.
Yes.
He doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't?
Oh.
No, the legs, like for short figs, they're rendering them in motion when they're.
Oh, they shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those are like the super short legs.
Yeah,
because
because you don't see the seams.
yeah,
at
it doesn't
the-
have a seam. You're right.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is where they do the whole Ninjago thing, and they try to make the characters look more lifelike by warping the
Got it. Yeah.
true mold.
Still
that's
really cute, and I
disappointing.
love that top hat. I so hope
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a separate piece because it's really
I
good.
would think so. Oh my gosh, someone
It
is
must
being
be.
diva. Stop it.
I know they're
Yeah, they
ready
still
for
got
their cue early.
6 minutes. All right. Pinocchio with Cleo and the goldfish.
Cute.
Adorable. Okay, now
It's so fantastic.
I sort of like, well, I say overheard. It was on Twitter, but Matthew Ashton saying how that basically that now I'm not quoting him, so don't like take this as a quote. This is me embellishing and saying there was apparently quite the battle over him having a nose.
Oh.
Oh.
I want to say battle. Battle may be the wrong word, but I will say that he said
It was a thing.
it was a thing, and it took a lot to get that approved.
It is a thing because minifigs don't have noses.
That's right. But this one does. And I mean, if any minifig is going to have a nose, it's kind of
It's
like,
gotta be him.
Yeah.
sort of the one.
I guess to be fair,
It makes
I'm
the printing a heck of a lot harder on that team.
Yep.
yeah, I'm sure this is probably how the conversation went too. Is like ultimately there's kind of an assumed nose, so no nose is like a normal nose, and this is like extended nose, right?
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like his whole thing is about his nose
Yeah.
growing. Like it's how do you
Yeah.
not do that? But I know that they've definitely had printed ones, but like not an actual 3-dimensional nose. And I'm sure they probably went around and around like, well, how do we do the nose? Like I'm sure they tried doing it with printing and we're just like, this just doesn't look right.
Well, and you're probably
No.
not going to use this mold for many other. I can't think of another figure that would have a mold like this.
Yeah, but if you think about it, they have to now account for the alignment of the head in the printing press.
Yep.
To make sure. So it's just like, you've seen all those misprinted Chewbacca's and Star Wars helmets going sideways. This one's going to be interesting.
Well,
If
I
they fire a
mean,
misprint.
they have a register though, right? Like, couldn't they just like put a hole in it where that goes over the nose so they make sure?
Like how far does it come out? I wish we could see it from the side.
Yeah, there's no side, but he does have the jointed legs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he has to be taller than Jiminy Cricket.
right? I mean, Jiminy's
At least
still
by a
going to be
little
way
bit.
out of scale.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. But it would be, I think it'd be even more weird if they were exactly the same size.
Well, I just love Cleo in the bowl. There's so many good little tiny printed parts in this series. It's just it's so great. All right. Pocahontas. Now this, I believe, is a new hairpiece, and it's so good.
It reminds me of some video ones, though.
It is like the video curly, like the mermaid
But it's straight.
blowing
Yeah.
hair, but it's straight. I mean, maybe it is in video, but I would think that they would
think
give her her own hairdo.
I don't think I've seen that one.
And
I think the Mulan. I think the Mulan one is new too, because I was just looking at one of the Mulan, like the Jasmine and Mulan's adventure set, and her hair looks a little different than what we
Yeah,
were looking at earlier.
and I like the different colored leaves. Really cute.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. And finally, some love for Pocahontas.
Oh,
This is so great.
Oh yes,
that smile.
I
Face is
know.
so good.
But see, now I will say, to me, this looks weird without a nose.
Is it
Uh,
just because we just saw Pinocchio? That
No,
I think it is.
no, like when I saw it at first, I was like, God, that looks so
Well, the
weird.
reason it looks weird is because it's a different. The mouth is in a different proportion than they normally are.
Yeah, I think you're right. It
She's
just
got a very exaggerated smile, which does look a little bit weird without.
yeah, but it's a great piece. And those eyebrows.
Yeah,
Or
like
fan-
it leaves
Oh yeah.
it basically like it leaves like a lot of space, and it's basically framed there, so it does look a little odd without a nose, but only if you're thinking about it, you know.
When here we get that Marie Antoinette dress shape
Yes.
again, the same that was used for the Queen CMF a few series back. But yeah, so
I
good.
I love the Queen so much. I do this thing at work where I get it in my head, especially since lately I've been doing a bunch of documentation, and somebody will bring something, like they'll ask me a question, and in the back of my head I'm going, write that down. That's very important.
That's very exactly. Oh, David, you know what? I think that's what was in my. David says the face looks a little bit like the Grinch.
with that
They're
creepy
they're
big
animated the
smile.
same way too. They get this like
Yeah, the big giant
low
smile.
animated smile.
You're
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
And Spot the Magic Ninja makes a very good point, and I agree, and I'm thrilled by this. So many
Yes.
evil queens in this line.
As there should be.
All right. Oh, you know what? Blair, who we miss on camera, makes a really good point. Alice CMFs are going to skyrocket, especially if they still have their cookie and drink me bottles and flamingos. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, good. Moto's back. All right. Let's
My internet stinks today.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
It's
that.
going in and out.
By the
Yeah.
way, it might be time for a break.
It
Oh,
is.
should we take a break at the Queen? Yes, I think we should. Let's take a little break
Under my
because
feet.
it's time,
Oh my god.
my friends. Oops. For
the-
something that the pause that refreshes. That's right, everybody. It's Logan Cookie Time. Oh, actually, I need to take the
He's-
microphone
he's
out of the way.
Speaking right into the
There you
mic.
go.
Okay.
Good boy.
Wait just a second.
Here's your sound of happiness.
He's never
Put
gotten the
Logan
mic before.
Right into the mic. Hey, Dave. Good boy.
Yay, Logan. And because we had no idea what the weather report was last week, now we know it's over to Skittles
With
the weather. Hey, Skittles.
Focused,
So
y'all.
patient.
Focused. Ready? Oh, she tried.
I
Actually,
saw
open your
that.
mouth.
She opened her mouth.
I expect her to have it together by next Sunday.
Ready? Go. Oh, that was a bad throw. That was a bad throw. Hard to throw from this angle. Right at you.
Just gonna
Yeah.
wait on that one.
A little epic. Come on.
I'm always on the edge of my seat for this part.
Yeah. Skittles. That one's okay. Ready? Okay, you're not even.
No, that was just watching it. Just
That's it.
watching it go by.
It's empty. Yeah, you missed your chance.
All right, and that has
Oh.
been Logan Cookie Time. All right. 3 years later, and it's still hilarious.
You gotta save that one for next week. Yeah. No, there's nothing down there.
Skittles needs a raise, says Fourth World Adam. All right.
Does she? Does she?
All right, here we go. Back
You
to
gotta
the
move.
Queen.
Okay, there's nothing. Can't move.
All right, so this one
Yes.
we've gone from a queen to a prince. Prince John.
Oh my god! I
Now,
love it.
I like Prince John, okay, but this is really just a kind of a lead-in for the real star of the show.
We know. Who is it?
Robin.
Yay!
Yes, so good.
I love Robin Hood.
The hero of furries everywhere.
Oh no!
I'll have to put
What? It's true.
I'll have to put Robin Hood next to the Robin Hood figure that you got me for Christmas.
I know he's so cool. He looks great.
He's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of sad not having a Maid Mariam though.
Oh well, maybe we'll get that for the next one.
I hope so.
I would have rather seen Maid Marian than Prince John, but
Yeah.
that's just me.
I don't know, man. Prince John was pretty amazing. That's such a great character.
Oh, it's so funny because he's sort of like my least favorite villain.
Oh,
Really?
really? He's
Kind
so
of.
silly.
Kind
He's so
of,
silly.
but that's just me.
He's got a great voice in the beat.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, he's got a great voice. Like, I mean, like all of those like kind of coded, really, really gay Disney villains, like the guy villains are all. I mean, come on, like up until I mean, look at it. Jafar, Captain Hook, Prince John, like like they've all got these like really gay.
Kind of a Dr. Smith voice.
Yes, they're very.
Yes.
That's very in that. Oh yes, we do need Sir Hiss. I believe.
Yes. Which I guess
Oh,
you.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. I was gonna say. I mean, you could use the snake element, but without the goofy face. Yeah, and the hat needs the hat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's Oliver says Prince John is another evil queen in the series. I agree. Agreed. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh, was it Peter Ustinov?
Oh, the voice? I think maybe.
This
Good
was like
call, Chris.
Okay, we get Stitch with 4 arms. Now,
Oh.
is this a new mold?
I know
With
I
the
haven't.
arm?
seen this.
The arms are because they're
has
connected.
to be.
Okay,
They're
that's what I
molded
thought.
together.
They've never done it in one of the Alien sets or anything, I don't think.
I've never
I
seen
don't
that.
know. With Garmadon, they stacked them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they were always one on top of the other. That's cool. I hope they do something else with it. Well, I saw Holly narrowing her eyes.
I
That's
just
That's the
Wait
look
a
of
minute.
Holly
By the way-
Sus.
no, it's just like a Y in my head of like, oh no, I'm sure there are like huge Stitch fans out there that love it.
There's a lot. There's
Yeah.
a lot. I
Yeah,
can tell you
Right.
from having carried Stitch's girlfriend around all during Star Wars Celebration,
yeah.
there are a lot of people who love Stitch.
Well, Tyler Kleitz has been trying to get his Stitch ideas going for forever and a day.
Right. Well, I will say that it's interesting that they chose to do, of all the characters, Stitch a second time.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
the why in my head is like, is it really so popular that they had to do a Stitch variant, you know? Of all things, of all the Disney characters, especially like all the classics that or not doing a Maid Marian, there's so many other figures in my head that I would have thought would have had priority. So that was kind of the this just feels like it sticks out to me.
Holly's the TSA. She just wants the variants eliminated and the timeline restored.
Oh,
don't know about that.
uh-oh.
I missed the antenna.
No, I'm just surprised that with a 100th anniversary, there are so many characters that they could have done.
Right.
And
Exactly.
the fact that they
Yeah.
did Stitch a second. Now, Mickey, obviously, they're going to have a second one. Like,
Sure.
because at this
sure.
point, we have like at least 4, if not more, different Mickeys, I think.
Yeah. Well, I guess at the point of like Stitch kind of in my head, there's like the classics, and this, and like Lilo and Stitch just doesn't fall into that category.
For
I feel
you, but
for me.
there is a
For me.
generation of people that, I mean, there's certainly some of the, like, I really liked Big Hero 6, but doesn't hold
not
the same
classic.
place in my
Well,
heart as some of the older ones.
I basically had the same expression when you showed Baymax too, so maybe that's it's like, first of all, if they're gonna do it, it needs to be done well, I think. Otherwise, there's other, it's one of those things that if they can't do it perfectly, there's plenty of other characters I feel like they could have done better.
Oh wait, Phil
So-
says live action Stitch is coming.
All
All right.
Okay, why? Again, why?
Whatever.
All right. Let's see.
Because I can hear a cash register in the distance going cha-ching.
Well, there's that.
This
Now
one
this
amazing.
one
Yay.
is another one of my favorites
Yeah.
The best
of this
princess.
entire series. So she's finally got a minifig. I love her dress. I love her bare arms with long gloves.
Mhm.
Well, who doesn't love opera length gloves?
I know, who doesn't really. And then that tile is just fantastic. Just fantastic.
Yeah. That crown, I wonder if that crown's a new color.
It's that green. It's that elves lime.
Mhm.
Like, it's not quite lime green, but it kind of looks like it glows in the dark, but it doesn't actually glow in the dark. I'm pretty sure is
the
that
name
color.
we always
It's-
call.
Hidden side green.
Yeah, hidden
Mhm.
side green. There you
There
go.
we go.
And that might be I don't know if that's a new color frog. Have they done lime green frogs before?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, frogs are such great little detail decorator pieces too.
And so not only do we get Tiana, but Dr. Facilier.
Now there's a great
Yay.
villain.
Yeah, that's a great. Yeah. Right.
And that top hat is.
And yeah, the hat is fantastic. I love his teeth. I love his necklace. I love everything about this.
You still have Blair's comment up, by the way.
Oh, whoops. Sorry.
Now all the world is aware.
Mhm. That's so. Yeah, this is a great fig. Very happy about this one too.
And they're still talking about the arms. Yes, Stitch does. He yes, exactly like Daniel
That's
said. Like,
because-
he has to pull his arms in.
Wow,
hide
Old
them.
Stitch is an $18 fig. What?
That's crazy.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. That might be it. Yes, I think we have reached the end of the minifigs. But wow, what a fantastic,
That's a really good set.
Herb.
fantastic lineup. I'm so excited about
It's
that.
also kind of interesting that they I mean, I'll consider the couple that I'm not crazy about, the bonus figures, right? Because like you said, they've extended the line a little bit. So
Oh, look, Oliver and Apple's both reporting that those arms have first been used in a Star Wars set. No surprise.
Huh. Cool.
Yep.
for what?
Rio Durant from
Rio
set
Durant.
75219 in Imperial AT Hauler.
Okay, I
Good
guess.
call.
Yeah. Because he's also isn't Stitch when he has his four arms, isn't he also kind of like in a crawling position? Wasn't he like on all like he was basically on like 6 legs or something? I haven't seen it in a long time. I kind of remember him being like,
I've never seen it.
oh,
Oh,
I don't think I
Yeah.
have.
don't tell anybody. But anyway, so yeah. Well, I mean, I'm gonna get the whole set anyway, just cause. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes,
but
you
there
are.
are definitely some standouts to me, and also like even with like the mini dolls, I think that's the best representation of Aurora's dress that
Yeah,
I've seen.
yeah,
Because it's an odd dress with that big crazy like neckline that it has, that big triangle neckline, and I don't think they were able to pull it off on the mini doll version. Like it just never quite looked like her. That one looks exactly,
Yeah,
the dress
that-
is to be
that dress
spot
looks great.
on. Very cool.
Oh, look
Oh,
at
very
that,
good,
Cara.
Cara. Is that done?
Yeah, the toy shop itself is done, but there's a there's a rocket ride outside of it that is the final part of the build. So
Oh,
very
nice.
cute.
Very nice. Oh yes, I will. Apples. I will watch. Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
I will. I don't know why I haven't. I mean, it's not like I don't want to watch it. It's just I haven't watched it.
I somehow predict that you won't like it for some reason.
Uh-oh. Really? Why?
Well, there's a hot take.
I know.
I can't remember what it is, but it was some. It seems like it's along the same vein or similar to something else that you saw that you said you didn't quite understand. Like Home Alone. Like you didn't like Home Alone, and I feel like it's like that same audience, I guess. Like if you're not.
Again, it's like so much of nostalgia is an age thing.
Yeah, if you didn't watch it, when you were younger, I don't know that if it will resonate, but it's cute. It's got a wholesome story between like two sisters and stuff, and that's nice.
Well, here's the thing I was actually just thinking about the other day. I need to have like a Flynn's Deep Thoughts banner.
Deep thoughts.
It's not really that deep, but so I listen to a lot of podcasts about like old Hollywood and like stories of old Hollywood and stuff like that, just because I like that stuff. But I was listening to these and hearing these people who've done a lot of research talk about celebrities from like the 20s or from the silent era who were enormous, massive, huge stars in their time. I mean, like
until they had to talk.
Until they had to talk, right? But my point being that in another 60 years, because like now you say Clara Bow, and some people know who that is. Most people under a certain age don't know who that is, but she was like literally like what you think of, like,
of her time.
Yeah, the Kardashian, the Madonna, like she was that. And it makes me think about like in another 60 to 70 years, people are going to go like, who was Tom Cruise? Like, I've never heard of that before.
BTS what?
BTS what? Yeah, exactly. That's playing on the oldies station.
Well, didn't I hear, because we listen to oldies, and the oldies aren't as oldie-timey as they used to be, that nostalgia is 30 years ago.
Well, I think for a lot of people, yeah. So it struck me how odd that is, and how so many things, especially when it comes to pop culture, how quickly those things go under the bridge, and you don't, and I feel like it goes faster now. Because there's so much coming at us all the time that the memories kind of get washed away. Like the stuff that was now 5 or 10 years ago is now, ancient history. And people are always trying to dub something as an instant classic. Oh, such and such is an instant classic.
See, that's why I was kind of trying to find, I couldn't quite find the words for it. Where I was saying like Stitch doesn't feel to me like this in the same vein as or even Big Hero 6 aren't to me classics. Like, either they don't have enough time behind them, or maybe they're just not as timeless, or there's some kind of divide there, and maybe it has a lot to do with just the way that Disney changed the way they were developing movies, and became a little bit more geared toward, like Aladdin is kind of where they shifted, right? Aladdin suddenly there were more pop culture references and like
and Little Mermaid too.
Pop culture references in Little Mermaid? Not that I recall.
Oh, you mean pop culture references within the film?
Like
Got it.
Not as timeless, which right. Aladdin still it's kind of in that gray area. I still kind of in my head consider it a classic because there's a lot of things about it that were in that the story that it's based on, and everything else is sort of in line with more classic Disney, but then sort of everything since then has been I don't know. It just like Stitch doesn't to me feel like it's in that classic category.
Here's a hot take. Here's a really hot take. The Black Cauldron is the forgotten classic.
I agree. I agree 100%.
It might not be a classic, but it certainly is unique and almost killed the company. But yes.
I worked with that director. for a bit. Yeah.
Ralph.
He also
Bakshi?
directed Mulan, by the way, the animated Mulan.
Ralph Bakshi?
No, Barry Cook.
I thought Ralph Bakshi did the Black Cauldron.
Pretty sure it was Barry. Somebody look it up. Oh, that should have been.
On it.
Oh, Queen of Lynx.
On it. But yeah, no, I mean, the Black Cauldron is kind of in a class of its own when it comes to Disney, like older Disney movies. There was like a really weird period with like what was the one that's like, and I've actually not seen a lot of them, but what was like the Sherlock Holmes one, Basil of
Baker Street
or something like
Mhm.
that. There was that one, and then there was like
Oliver, I think you're
Oh.
right.
oh, Oliver and Company. Thank you for saying Oliver.
Oh, Lilo.
And even the
seems-
rescuers down under.
Yeah.
Well,
It was
Now,
Ted
here's the
Berman and
part.
Richard Rich.
What now?
Ted Berman and Richard Rich.
Richie Rich? I love his work.
Yeah.
Richard Rich, huh?
No, for Lilo and Stitch, that one's 10 years old, and Big Hero 6 is 9 years old. So that's good for anybody who was 13 at that time, is now 23, 24.
It's
So that's
nostalgic,
good.
but
Yeah.
is it a classic? Does it have to be 30 years old to be a classic?
Well,
That's what
If
I'm-
you're 30, yeah, 10 years ago is a 30-year lifetime. So
Now, I'm sitting here with a gray beard, right? So maybe my
What?
idea of nostalgia is different than some other people, but can
Oh,
can
it is.
20-year-olds, can 18-year-olds have nostalgia?
sure.
Of course they can.
Right. So that means that's like you mentioned, Moto, that's like what 10 years ago is nostalgia if you're 18.
Oh, my bad. He did work on the Black Cauldron. But he didn't direct it. You're right. My bad.
But who's there was somebody of
Young.
like animation note who was kind of heading up that whole project. Oh, The Great Mouse Detective. Thank you, Phil. That's what I was thinking of.
Those are the movies
David
I grew
Wilkie.
up on. Yeah, I grew up on the really like bad, I guess, 80s Disney movies that almost sunk the company. But so I'm very nostalgic for those.
Well, there's a very interesting documentary on Disney Plus called Waking Sleeping Beauty, and
Oh,
it's
I love
about
it.
that whole period.
It's
And it's
so sad.
Is that the prior to Little Mermaid period?
Yes,
Because Little Mermaid pretty much saved the company, right?
Yes, it did. And that talk about sad documentaries. That one, what was that one?
Oh, Howard, the Howard Ashman one. Yeah. Yeah.
If you guys need just a good cry, you should definitely watch that one.
It's worthwhile.
Yeah, it's great. Well, I mean, he did so much great music. I mean, starting off with Little Shop of Horrors. I mean, right there, if that had been his entire contribution,
Yeah.
that would have been already like miles above so many other people.
Yeah, and you know what's kind of interesting is I wonder if Aladdin wouldn't have.
Thank
If he
you,
had-
friends in the chat. Sorry. Don Bluth. That's who I was thinking. I don't know why I
Oh.
said Ralph Bakshi. Don
I
Bluth.
see.
That's who
Okay.
headed up the project.
Got
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, like because Aladdin was actually Howard's, like, wasn't that like his kind of like meant a lot to him because it was supposed to be some sort of had something to do with like his mother or something like that. I think it was taking a completely different direction when he was at the helm there. And then
Which movie?
this was Aladdin. Like that was another one of Howard's projects that I don't think he got to finish.
Oh, because I know Beauty and the Beast was like his last thing.
Yeah, he was working on Aladdin though.
Okay. Very
before
good.
he
Very
died.
good.
And I just kind of wonder, like, if he had been able, if he had been around through all of it, if it might have been something different.
He was quite the taskmaster.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think they were talking about like they talk about in that movie about the Little Mermaid and her recording. There's even like a clip of him and her in the recording studio.
Hmm.
Oh yes, Oliver, you're right. Don Bluth did do, and it was called Dragon's Lair, Laserdisc video games where you only had specific points where you could influence the story, and it was hard. That was a
games are
game
awesome.
meant to steal your money. Like there, it was. Yeah.
I just remember standing at the arcade and watching someone play Dragon's Lair, and then there was a detective one all the way through perfectly. It was so cool just to watch.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's definitely like if you have a really good memory and you can remember like because it's really about what direction you go in, and there's only 4. So like, but yeah, I remember Dragon's Lair when I was a kid going to the arcade that was at our local mall, and the game had not only the screen that the person was playing on, but a second screen at the top. So you could see it from across the arcade, like you could, and then like spectators could gather and watch. And I remember it was a huge deal, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. A video game that looks like a cartoon. But yes, it was very frustrating. And he made a space one too. There was the Space Ace was the name of the other one. Wow,
Right.
Well, that's
falling down the rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Random
somebody just brought up Rampage the other day too. Is that the one with the stop motion dinosaurs?
No, Rampage was the one with
Destroy the
where you're
cities.
climbing the building and you're either
What was
you're-
it called then? The one with the stop motion dinosaurs. I can't remember.
I don't remember that one. Anyway,
Well, see, this just shows you those Disney minifigs. They do have a lot of nostalgia in them, right? Because they let us down this huge rabbit hole about different
Definitely.
animation and what we love about it.
and
Yeah.
what nostalgia means and how long does it last? And that's the other thing too. How long does the nostalgia last? Because at a certain point,
Well, until that generation is dead, and no
Yeah, I was going to
longer
say a
influential.
generation at least.
well, but I think there's a drop off point, and it's like I think with like Lego sets, movies, pop culture collectibles, like all those kind of like collectory things. And I mean, I think Lego has a special place because it's sort of like the older they get, the more people want them for some things. But I know that like I have friends and I myself held on to some things like metal lunchboxes. I have a giant box of metal lunchboxes and I was like, I'll make money off these one day. And like now nobody gives a crap. Like,
I don't know. Some people do though. They're maybe not like, not maybe. I mean, it definitely falls off. Like I just heard Funkos, for instance. Did you hear about this report where they're having to throw away like millions of dollars of Funkos because they have more like it costs more to store them than to just write them off because
Now,
people aren't buying them.
I was
Yeah.
wondering about that because you go into these stores and you see like stacks of them that are like, taller than a human. And then I see shelves with just like, and I just go, well, at what point you've made so many that it's not actually a collectible thing because you've made
Right.
millions and millions and millions of
Exactly.
them.
And I feel the same way about Lego, actually. That's why I've kind of slowed down considerably, like in my consumption of it. Like I'm definitely more particular because I used to buy a lot of stuff thinking with the mentality that, okay, it's either an investment or it's like parts, right? So it's like, okay, I can either hold, I could always justify the expense that way because I could hold on to it and not open it until I need the parts from it. And then at a certain point, if it appreciates so much in value, I could always just sell it instead of using the parts, right? Or if I need the parts, I already have that set for the parts. So
Well, it's sort of
now,
win-win if it's going to always appreciate in value.
yeah, but they don't so much anymore because they make too much of everything. Now, it used to be a much more limited supply of things. Like a lot of sets would only be around for maybe a year and they would only make so many. Now I just feel like it's so saturated. You could, I don't feel the urgency anymore to pick things up. Like if they run out, like if things are sold out, they just make more. I don't think they used to do that so much.
There is a limit on which you can trade on nostalgia as a theme. So what I've noticed is like, all like all the Route 66 diner themes.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting harder and harder to find because they're kind of getting into that range of being 75 years old.
Yeah.
Where things go from nostalgia into historical records. So like in 1950, in 1950, the best VFX award was handed to Mighty Joe Young.
That's right.
Which was one of the, amazing movies cited for stop motion VFX. But we look back at that as more like historical record in black and white because, right, the movies were black and white in 1950.
Yep.
They're kind of just too far outside the mainstream to really be of high value.
Well,
unless you think about
Uh-oh, you're glitching, Moto.
Well, so do any of you in the chat or on the screen here think that Lego's in dangerous territory by making too many things? Or are they just golden no matter what? Because nostalgia keeps moving forward.
I mean, how
I
many
think they're-
people collect homemaker dolls? Like those figures.
I heard homemaker dolls. That's all
Yeah.
I got. I'll be right back.
I think Lego is really good at adapting, even if they're a little slow. They have a lot of room. Seems like they have a pretty wide margin and some cushion there that I do kind of feel like maybe they're still responding to pandemic demand to some degree.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully they've already started to make some adjustments to scale back on that, or else I think we're going to start seeing a lot more sets sitting on shelves longer. But I don't, they're not dumb. Like, I'm sure that they've already started. Hopefully they've started. I mean, because that's the thing, right? They can always make a more limited supply and then resupply as needed. But man, they're just making so much. I don't know how you manage the level of saturation that they've been at for a few years now.
Right. Well, as we've talked about a number of times on the show, with ideas especially, but with some of these other like stadium sets and all that, they've grown their audience. So they're not relying on just exactly the same audience.
Right. And so that was the thing. So when I was reading the article about the Funko thing, they were basically saying like, that's like the last 5 years or whatever. It's no surprise to anybody that that's been a big market. What did they call it? It's basically like the adult toy market has been like a real focus the last few years. Like collectors are just kind of coming out of the woodwork because that's what people were doing during the pandemic was just, hoarding stuff, I guess. But we were watching it because, my husband's a Star Wars collector and we were watching that market go crazy and the Lego market was going like all of the adult toy markets were going crazy, and now everybody's kind of readjusting because with inflation and everything else, like obviously people are putting a pause on that, but not entirely. They were saying it's not even. It's not like just because Funko consumption has waned that necessarily is like across the board. Like they said that collectors are still going strong and paying big bucks for stuff, but only time will tell. Like what because right now it's kind of a little bit all over the place. So. I don't know.
Well, it's almost like now that people are back in the office, they only have so much room on their desk. They're,
the thing,
you're playing
right?
with the toys you have.
That's what's interesting to me is I feel like so Lego, if we talk about Lego specifically, I do feel like they're marketing more for new audiences or for new consumers.
Yep.
Because with everything going kind of bigger and more specific and things like that, the usual consumer, like they're like the long time collector consumer like me, does not have space for every big giant UCS set that they come out with anymore, right? And so they don't care about me anymore because they know I'm not going to buy it. I feel like they're definitely more interested in the stadium pieces and the big, piano pieces and the big, like whatever is going to be kind of bring in a new collector that will buy that one big set and put that one big set on their coffee table or whatever is kind of where I feel like they've been headed for a while.
Oh, people who aren't going to fill every room of their house with Lego, but
Right.
just want that one cool piece.
Yeah.
Well, and then
They don't have to
right.
advertise to the current collectors very
No,
much because
exactly.
we're already sold on them. So
Right. They would
Well,
they would rather get the micro purchases out of us, like buying the CMFs and the spending $5 50 times rather than spending, $500 once, or something,
Oh, yeah.
to that degree. Yeah. They get it one way or the other. I don't think they're sweating it.
They're definitely diversifying their audience.
Yeah,
for sure.
which is smart. I think that's how they'll maintain though, because if you think about something like Funko, they really have more or less one product,
Right. Just painted differently for the most part.
Basically, yeah. And while that's probably easy to navigate as far as figuring out, cost analysis and stuff like that, that might make it easier to some degree. But if they can no longer, it's the same thing. People who were like hardcore, Funko collectors are going to have run out of space to collect every single Funko, and they're going to have to start being more selective. So,
well, and also things fall out of favor. Anybody remember Beanie Babies?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone has that one that they've held on to.
That's like a Candy River sheep right there. Candy River lamb.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, if I were smart, I would start selling my Lego now, but I just don't. I'm
Well,
just not
no, I
interested.
mean, if you want to dive into the complexity of like value over time and the curve against themes and sets, just go to brickeconomy.com. They track it all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would be an interesting subject for like a show at some point. Would be
Just go on Brick Economy and you can look at themes and how they age and then peak and then how they decline when people lose favor and go on to the next hot thing.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to watch.
Although, I mean, yeah, Oliver, I wouldn't say that it's not a good investment anymore. I think Lego is still a very good investment because they have a product that more or less lasts forever. So there's always going to be value in it as the product that it's made for. Now, as far as it appreciating and monetary value, maybe I probably just because if you have a product that lasts forever, say even if it lasts 20 years, think about what you paid for the product now, and even if it's worth the same as you paid for it in 20 years, it's still worth more. So I think that already just makes it a good investment. Of course, now whether you open it and use it, if you have all the parts, that all of course affects its investment, but at the point that you're using it, it has a different value in that way. It's not all monetary value in my mind anyway. That's why I was saying I either have the parts or I have something that's worth at least what I paid for it. So yeah, because here's the thing, a lot of the sets that I'll buy for parts are usually the ones that have, like, I always check Brickset. I'll always look at the set. And if it's a set that I kind of want, but I'm like on the fence about, I look at the part list on Brickset and I look to see like how many sets or like how many parts it has that are either rare or uncommon or unique to that set. It gives you like a table layout so you can see like, oh, there's, these two parts are only in this one set. Then I will, if they're parts that seem useful to me or parts I think I would use, then I just buy the set, because if I want those parts later, I could end up paying almost as much just for those parts as I would the set, especially if it's a small set.
Sure.
So that's why I say I kind of use the rationale or the justification that I'm either buying it for the price per part, or I'm buying it for the value of the set. So if I don't open it, then I can resell the set for what I paid for it. Or if I do open it, I could be saving myself the money I would pay per piece to use the pieces, if that makes sense.
Totally.
But I don't sell anything. I never sell anything, so it'll probably just all be inherited. Like my kids will end up having to figure out what to do with all this or something.
Jesus. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, kids, what are we going to do with Mima's Grant Lego sets?
Oh my.
Well, my
goodness.
daughter's already claimed all my ships, which is interesting. Yeah, she
Already
said
claimed them.
Yeah, they've already started putting dibs on things, and even though she doesn't really care all that much about Lego, I think, which is smart, because those ships are probably going to be some of the things that retain their value like the most. So I was like, oh, good call.
All right. Well, friends, I think we have reached the end of today's show. And that means it's time for favorite minifigs.
Ooh, okay.
So why don't we start off with Kara?
All right, I have an oldie but a goodie. Swamp Thing.
Oh,
Yay.
that's a great one. I freaking love that one.
Those eyes are so creepy.
Is that the creature from Black
I
Lagoon?
know, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So good.
Unofficially.
When you take the head off,
Yeah, unofficially.
the eyes are even better.
Yeah, he's great without his head on. Or with his mask.
And he has a unibrow.
Yes. All right. Holly.
No, hang on. I'm not ready.
Oh no, Moto.
Sure. So Mr. Meow finally found a sig fig.
Oh yes.
It only took like 6 years.
Oh, of course. Very good.
He said that's his sig fig.
I am 100 million% behind that decision. I support Mr. Meow in this.
Yep.
All right, Kara.
Absolutely. Oh, we did my swamp thing.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, Holly. There we go.
Here we go. We're gonna open a new CMF. The good thing is I know they're at least all different, but I don't know which one's which. So this one is
Yeah, there's some discussions about where to go to look about sets for, pieces and sets. I would advocate for New Elementary.
oh my gosh. This
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
actually
Yeah.
this plastic was actually sealed into the outer bag.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I hate it when that
Triple the
happens.
value.
Ugh. So we'll just have to open
So it's
it.
the orc you got there?
It's the orc.
Very good. I love that. I love his little raggedy cape.
I love it. Oh, those little pieces are so cool. The little mouth pieces.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. See if I can figure out the order of which to put these in.
Yeah, usually the ones that have lots of little pieces have the
Mhm.
little instruction.
Oh,
on
we don't
thing.
need no instructions.
I would hope not, but I was just putting it out there to be
Yeah.
polite.
Those are cool too. These little hair
The
pieces.
little ponytails, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So awesome.
And what does this shield look like?
Oh my god. Talk about instant classic.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now wait, is that
Nice.
the same? Is that the same shield as the old dwarfs versus trolls sets?
I don't think it is exactly.
Okay.
See.
And I love his sword too. His
Oh, I
sword's
wonder
really
if
cool.
this was supposed to go on top of his head. Maybe I do need instructions.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
Otherwise, I don't know what that piece is there for. That brown one by one.
It's his ponytail holder.
Nope, it is actually different. Here's the
Oh yeah, that one's a little. Yep, you're right.
Okay.
It's ish.
yeah. I mean, I see the similarity. It's definitely inspired.
Yeah.
So the little brown piece is his scrunchie.
I don't know.
All right, it's our turn.
All right. Well, in honor of the Disney minifigs here, we've got Chip.
And Dale. Oops. My,
Yay.
There we
See,
go.
where are we?
there we go.
Here, I'm going to put mine right there.
There we go. Yes.
Chip and Dale with a little acorn and a bag of holding.
I'm definitely the Dale in this relationship
I'm Chip.
because he's got a chocolate chip nose. Not you, Chip. That's how you can tell. Anyway, yes. You know what it kills me is we've been talking about the chocolate chip nose thing for so long, and almost every time we mention it, somebody's like, "Oh, now I know how to tell them apart" in the chat.
I know,
So
right?
I guess it bears repeating. But there you go.
Man,
Yes.
I love that they put arm printing on like everything now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The arm printing is great.
Cool.
Mm.
So much great detail.
Very cool.
Well, I'm so glad that everyone joined us. Nearly 3 years on, we're having fun on the Tricky Brick.
I
building
know.
set.
I know.
And I think next week we're going to be building, and Kara actually knows what challenge we might be building for. From Tricky Lug, there's a new challenge, right?
Are you talking about the Bricks Cascade thing?
Yeah, friends.
There is
It's
a
not a
challenge.
challenge. That's just a build for an event. But yes.
Oh, Friends Castle. Yeah, sorry to take you
Yeah.
off
The
guard.
Friends Castle mashup. Friends Castle mashup is the collaborative build that we're going to be displaying at Bricks Cascade and Brickworld in Chicago, and anywhere else anybody would like to display their parts. There is a new challenge for this month, which is the 5 senses. So sight, sound, taste, touch, and what did I miss? Sight, sound, hearing,
Smell.
taste, touch. There you go. Smell. Thank you. So something to do with that. You can submit them on Instagram, hashtag Tricky Lug Challenge. And you can also show up to the next Tricky Lug meeting on April 1st and show them off there if you want. So email
Very
me
good.
trickylug@gmail.com for more info.
Terrific. Thank you, Cara.
Of
Well,
course.
thank you, everybody, so much for coming and hanging out today. And don't forget, next Sunday, 3-year anniversary show and a time change.
Crazy.
So,
Gonna be amazing. Wait, do we lose sleep or gain sleep?
You spring forward.
You lose.
So we
so you lose an
sleep.
hour. So go to bed
Lose.
early, Holly. I'll
You never
start driving
fucking-
early. Bang, bang,
gonna
bang,
be
bang,
rough.
bang, bang, bang.
Rough. Yeah.
You'll survive.
We'll see. We'll see.
One week.
Make sure I have
Um,
some coffee in hand.
There you
Yeah.
go. So yes, everybody, everybody make sure and have a great rest of your weekend. Make sure that you have all of your alarms set for next week. It's going to be a fun show. I have no idea what we're going to do yet, but it's going to be fun. We're going to talk about stuff.
It'll
Maybe
be a
look at some
build and
clips.
chat. We might do some building.
Stuff
And
is my favorite.
yeah, and we're also going to be. I was just talking about this with Moto. We are going to see the return of the top 10 TV shows that have had less episodes than the Tricky Bricks Build and Chat, which, if you remember, we did for our 1 and 2 year anniversary shows, which were really fun. And now I was saying to Moto, now at like whatever 770 something episodes we've done, I can only imagine what that list is going to look like.
Wow, we might be getting up into Simpsons
Oh my gosh.
territory there. I mean, that's
I don't think
a
so.
lot of episodes.
That is a lot of episodes. My goodness.
Wow.
All right. Well, I hope that you all have a great rest of your day and rest of your weekend. And until our next week, 3-year anniversary, don't forget to stay safe, stay healthy, wear your mask when and where you still need to, get those vaccinations and such. And we will see you next Sunday. Bye, everybody.
Happy building.
Bye.
3 years.
And we still have Wednesdays, Fridays. and